Hey everybody, my name's Tayon Blair. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm 18 years old. And I've been riding BMX for 4 years. The first one who got me interested in BMX was my brother, because when I was a little kid, like around 10, 11 years old, he was riding with all the OG Animal guys that would come to Philly all the time. Like back in 2013, 2012, like in that time range. They will always be downtown, like riding City Hall, Muni, all that stuff. And one day, my brother brought home the Holy Fit edit. He got it after, like a week after it came out, and he showed it to me. And the first person who was riding was Dan Conway. His edit was just, his section of that video was just insane to me. And I was like, yo, in my head, I didn't know you could do that with a bike. So I asked my brother if I could use his bike and just go outside and just start trying stuff, because the first time I ever seen someone do a tail whip on a bike was from Dan. And I think he did it down a 12 set or 14, one of the two. And then I seen him do it again when he did a lucky to whip off of a up ledge. And I was just like, yo, I wanna do that. So my brother said, go ahead, take the bike. And I tried to do a bunny hop, and the front tire came down too early, and I clipped the sidewalk and just went over the handlebars. And my mom was outside with me, and she thought I really hurt myself, but I was just laying on my stomach for like a good 5 seconds, and then turned around and I was laughing, and my mom thought I was crazy. And I was like, I want to get a BMX bike now. So how I got my first bike was, I tried to actually take my brother's bike. I tried to hide it from him because he went to a wrestling camp, because this all happened when he was in high school still. So I tried to hide the bike in our basement under a bunch of like rubble and stuff. And he got mad, and me and him got into a fight, and he found it. He was like, dude, if you just want a bike, I'll buy you one. So he went on Facebook Marketplace and got me an 18-inch. And I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the heaviest 18-inch bike ever. Like, that thing weighed like 40 pounds, but I didn't care. I was just, oh, look, a 5 set, down it. So my brother told me once I get comfortable on that bike, he'll actually get me a bike his size. Back when I was 13, he got me a 20-inch. I actually remember to this day. On my 13th birthday, I got a 2012 Eastern. That was my very first bike. That was a 20-inch. He put it in a box and wrapped it up, and the wrap job was horrible on that box. Like, you could see where it said Eastern on it. I was like, what's Eastern? He was like, open it up and see. I opened it, full bike. I was like, yo, are you serious right now? He was like, happy birthday. And I just started crying, because on my birthday, I don't really want anything. I just want to either be left alone or just hang out with my family. So when he got me that bike, that meant a lot to me. The first trick I learned on the Eastern was actually the 180, because on the 18-inch, the 18-inch was just too heavy to try and get around for me at that time. But as soon as I got on the Eastern, my brother was like, yo, if you want to get further along with BMX, you're going to have to start learning new stuff. So I would say start with the 180. I was like, how do you do that? And he showed me, and I was like, okay. So as soon as I got the Eastern, I was like, all right, I'm going to learn this trick. I was at Whitehall back in Philly, and my brother was with me, and he was like, I could just see from his face that he was happy because I finally got the trick. And I just had the biggest grin, like, yes. I was just so happy. My favorite trick by far right now is the fast plant. Fast plant, regular fast plant 180, fast plant 3s. Like, that's my bread and butter right there. So pretty much a fast plant is like you're sort of doing a bunny hop, but you're using your foot to assist you with it. So you're pretty much using your foot as like a spring to get over an obstacle, or to like give you that extra boost of elevation with your bike. So a lot of people don't consider it a trick, but yeah, it's a fun trick for me. I like to do it a lot, and especially down like sets and all. It's fun. Okay, so my worst fall, I really wouldn't say I remembered it, because it comes along with me knocking myself out. So that whole situation was, I was riding with a few of my buddies, and it was back when like it was just got done snowing, but there was still snow on the ground. It was like me and like 6 of my buddies, and we were just riding the street, just looking for just random stuff to ride. And me, for some reason, found this pile of snow, like, I could ride that. So I did like a run up on it and rode my bike on it, and I thought it was fine. So I told one of my buddies to film it, and he said, all right, bet, I got you. So he got a good angle, and this was back when I had my 28 tooth on, and I was just cranking at this thing. Like, I think I cranked at it like 10 times and it was just gone. So I hit it. I thought I got up, but my front tire actually sunk into the snow and just threw me, and I fell square in my face. When my friends told me, I was actually asleep for 10 to 15 minutes. When I woke up the first time, I tried to pick up my bike and do it again, and they told me to sit down, and me and them almost got into a fight about it. And then I blacked out again, and then got up, called my mom, and told her I knocked myself out, and then blacked out again. Oh, how do I feel? That's a hard question to explain to like casual people that don't know anything about BMX. Because for BMX riders, you feel a sense of freedom. Because it's like when, for example, like when a painter is painting a new art piece, they feel free. They don't feel any restraint. They don't feel any like pressure. They just go. They just go with the flow. They just let their mind wander. For BMXers like me and like my buddies back in Philly, that's exactly how we feel, because our bikes are an extension of ourselves. So pretty much, like BMX for me, it gives me a sense of freedom, a sense of happiness, a sense of adventure. It gives me all of that, and I couldn't be any happier with my bike at all. I have a tendency to throw my bike when a trick I know I can do, but it just takes a while for me to do it. I have a tendency to throw my bike like once or twice, but it all depends on the music I'm listening to. If I'm listening to like, say, Mac DeMarco while I'm riding, I'll be kind of chill, but I'll still be in the zone. And if I'm like listening to rap or like EDM, like just pedal to the metal, just going. So yeah, that's the type of rider I am. I'm a music influenced rider. I ride by myself when I'm like not in a good mood, or I'm like depressed and all, because I don't like to spill my emotions out to other people to feel like a burden. So I only ride by myself when I'm like upset or not in a good mood. But when I ride with a crew, that's when the session begins, because I can speak for a good like 85 to 90% of riders. When you ride with a crew, that's when all hell breaks loose. That's when, like, oh, a 10-stair rail? I got that today. That's when all the craziness comes out, because that amped feeling of everyone just saying like, yo, you got that, I know you got that. Like, even though you haven't done it before, that gives you that like, yeah, I got this, let's do it. So like, yeah, riding with a crew, that's where it's at. So different people expect different things out of everything. So for me personally, I don't look for anything from BMX, because everything with BMX, you have to put in the work if you want something in return. If you're just a casual rider that just like does certain things here and there, then it really doesn't matter. You're just another rider. So you got to put yourself out there if you really want something to come out of it. I would say the best spots for me in Philly would be Muni, Whitehall. Even though Whitehall is a skate park, I'm a local to it, so that's sort of home for me. Ninth and Pobler, the DIY park, and Ghetto Banks. Those are my favorite spots. My favorite rider, Dan Conway, the madman himself that rides for GT. He is a goon. Whenever I watch his edits, they're just like, I just get the BMX jitters. I'm just like, I want to ride now. I have to get out the house. I don't like staying in the house, and especially when it rains. I always try to find someone that can like give me a ride to like a skate park or something, or somewhere that's covered enough to where I can ride it. Because being in the house, I feel lazy. I feel like I feel like I'm just wasting time with my riding. So I would say Dan Conway, Jeff Purdy. Jeff Purdy, his style is fast, his style is clean, and his style is weird. All three of those in one. It's really hard to explain his style. And another three people that I also look up to as well. John Yell, who rides for We the People, who's also a Philly local. Steve, the owner of Bergs, who rides with Animal. And my buddy Aiden, who also works at Bergs back in Philly, and he rides with Animal as well. His style, Aiden's style, is just something I doubt anyone has seen before. His style is just one of its own. Yeah, those are the people I look up to with riding. I'm trying to dial in full cabs. That's the trick I'm trying to work on now, full cab, because that trick's weird. It's kind of like the fakie in part. I got that all day. It's just trying to get that 3 around. That's the only problem I'm having with that trick. But other than that, I just like, just gotta suck my legs up and that's it. I just have trouble with that. So that's really it. I like to shout out Evil BMX, one of the wildest crews in Philly that I know of, and I pretty much know everyone that rides in Philly. Also like to give a shout out to Berg Street BMX in Philly. Best bike shop in Philly, hands down. No one can argue about that with me, like, at all. And Daily Grind and Rue Apparel. Those are my 2 sponsors, and they've been helping me out for as long as I can remember. So